My name is Thabile Ngwato. I'm the managing director of a new age media company called The Network Media. We specialize in television production, media and education training, as well as publishing, mainly for corporate. Something else that I also do is that I'm a broadcaster. I work for the South African Broadcasting Corporation, that's the SABC. I'm a television and radio news anchor there. I think during the recruitment process of the Mara mentorship program, I got to research it a lot, and I realized that as Africa, but also as South Africa, as a country, this is what we've been waiting for. Entrepreneurship is definitely the one thing that is going to help us deal with the social ills that we are currently facing. There are many socioeconomic challenges that we all are aware of. And so Mara Mentor coming to South Africa, it's going to, first of all, create a lot of entrepreneurs, but also elevate existing entrepreneurs. And that's what we need in order to create jobs, in order to grow our economy. And that's why I think it's definitely something that I was naturally going to want to be a part of. It's also exciting for me as an emerging entrepreneur because I'm going to interact with other entrepreneurs, but also I'm going to interact with mentors that are really experienced. And I think that's really important for someone who, I'm the youngest mentor, by the way. So that's really important for me to be part of a network of big business, but also of emerging entrepreneurs like myself. Entrepreneurship in South Africa is very interesting because at this point in time, the informal sector is where a lot of entrepreneurship is. And what we should be looking at is taking informal entrepreneurs and putting them in the formal sector. And that's gonna take a lot of funding and a lot of assistance for SMMEs. And I think that's where a lot of the mentorship is gonna come in play. A lot of access to capital is really important, as well as venture funding as well. So that's really important. So I think in a sense, entrepreneurship is the way to go, but I think how we go about it, we need to look at different ecosystems. So policy comes into play. Access to capital is a very important one, but also empowering entrepreneurs in the spaces where they are at. So if someone is in a rural area, that's where we need to be going. We need to be making sure that that person has access to all those things, and that's where Mara comes into place, because I mean, Mara Mentor is, the nice thing about it is you can have it on your phone. So you've got access to not only information, but to mentors as well as other entrepreneurs who can show you the right direction in terms of taking your product or services further. The exciting thing about Youth Month this year in South Africa is that the theme is the youth moving South Africa forward. And I think that really sums it up nicely, where finally government and various leaders and stakeholders are realizing that the youth is where the focus should be, because we are the leaders of tomorrow. And the nice thing about that is that a lot of youth want to start their own businesses. We don't want to be employed by companies. We want to create that employment. But in creating that employment, we also want to empower other youths and other entrepreneurs. So the youth is definitely important in growing the economy, but also in taking the country forward in different sectors. And I think that's the important part about being able to interact on a platform like the Mara Mentor, because they'll be using different kinds of platforms. And I mean, also as a broadcaster, I think of the SABC. They've got many youth radio stations. An example is 5FM, True FM, Likwala Kwala, and they'll be focusing on this as well. So driving the Mara Mentor program and interacting at different levels, so that everybody interacts on their phones, but they also hear about it on the radio. They see it on TV, on the SABC stations, whether it's SABC One or any of the other stations. So I think that's the important thing there, where the interaction is going to go beyond just speaking about it in Parliament. We are now bringing it to ourselves, and the youth is really a great part, an integral part of this whole system of trying to build entrepreneurship in the country. I think the lesson that I've learned, and which is why I'm in the business that I'm in, I've been employed as a broadcaster for for about half a decade, and I've learned a lot there. And what I did was I looked at the industry that I'm employed in and I said, what are the opportunities in that space? And as soon as I identified those opportunities, I was able to start my business from there. And I think that's what I want to reiterate as a mentor, that you don't have to go outside of your environment to find opportunities. The opportunities are there. You just need to be willing to look for them, but also be willing to really, because there's a lot of red tape when it comes to starting a business, when it comes to accessing capital, when it comes to just the basics. It's really difficult, but do not be deterred by that. I think that's the one thing that I've definitely learned. So take the opportunities within the environment that you are in, because they are there, but also do not be deterred by some of the bureaucracy that exists in terms of starting or of trying to start a business.